What's up, YouTube? I know this is a different location that I'm filming at right now. It's in the same room, but the desk over there by the window, this time of day, which it's, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now, it gets quite sunny and very hard to make a video even with the blinds completely closed. Like, I'd need to hang a blanket up over there, and I don't want to poke holes in the wall trying to hang a blanket over there, and it wouldn't even look that right. So, I'm just going to do it over here. Now today I wanted to talk about Zippo fuel alternatives. If you're in a bind and you need something that works reliably enough to mimic lighter fluid. Now, things that you do not work reliably enough are things like lamp oil, kerosene, stuff of that nature. That type of stuff will not ignite and stay lit. Even regular gasoline will not stay lit and will not light reliably enough like Zippo lighter fluid, but there is a type of gasoline that will, and that is what I want to talk to you about, and it even burns and smells pretty much the same, but there are significant differences, and there are reasons why you might not want to do that, especially if you can get the regular lighter fluid. Now, this one has Coleman white gas. Well, actually not Coleman, it's a cheaper alternative to Coleman white gas, but it is white gas. And this one has regular Ronson lighter fluid in it. Now I'll go ahead and show you the Ronson Zippo that has the Ronson lighter fluid in it. And then I'll show you the white gas. And as you can see, it pretty much burns and lights the same. Now there are many pros and cons to each one of these. Some of the cons about Ronson lighter fluid is it can't be found all over the world. It can't be, found in, I think, I'm sure there's some European countries you can't get it in. And, well, I mean, if it's a European country, they might not be able to get white gas either. Or, out in the middle of nowhere in Alaska, places like that might not have it. But the pros to this, and it's quite expensive. That's another con. Compared to white gas, it's quite expensive. For a 8-ounce bottle, I think I paid $1.79 for it. And for the white gas, I paid $5 for a gallon of it, which is the stuff you run old vintage Coleman lanterns on. I have a few videos on my channel of running Coleman lanterns, especially the military lanterns. However, the military lanterns can work on regular automobile gasoline, which is quite nice. And that's what I tend to use just because of the versatility of the military lanterns, but you can't put regular gasoline in a Zippo. It won't work. It burns too crudely, and so on and so forth. However, the thing you'll notice also to be aware of is white gas will discolor your chimney because it burns quite hotter than regular lighter fluid. That's something to note. Look at how nice and clean this chimney is, even though I've been using this Zippo for over a year. Whereas this is the new one that I had in my last Zippo video that I made just a few days ago, and it's already, just using it, it's already starting to get discolored and get sooted up. And that's, one of the things that you'll have to be willing to sacrifice if you want to use white gas versus regular old lighter fluid. Now, some people claim, oh, if you use white gas, the Zippo will explode, stuff like this. It won't. I mean, I've even let them sit side by side and lit for, 5 to 10 minutes. And the same thing happens with the Ronson fluid that happens to the white gas is, flames will start coming up around here, out here and right there. And the same thing happens. It doesn't happen quite as extreme as with white gas that I've seen, but essentially it's the same. Now, I'm going to edit in this video to show you the gallon of white gas that I purchased, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, yes, I do use white gas in my Zippos. Back when me and my father would restore Coleman lanterns, I was like, that might be an okay Zippo fuel alternative because it smells the same. And sure enough, when I had a jar of the white gas and I just dunked the insert in it and let it sit for, I don't know, half hour maybe to, let all the excess fuel that was in it kind of go away, and it was still, filled up with fluid, put it in there, lit it, and sure enough, it would work. Now, if you notice there, it didn't light quite as reliably as a lighter fluid, and that is something that you will have to deal with. It doesn't want, well, that time it did. Normally it does light though on the first strike, but there's sometimes like that, which is another thing that you need to pay attention to, because if you're one of those people that just has to have it light, you know, on the first strike every single time, even white gas, I mean, you're gonna have to be changing the wick quicker and, you know, stuff like that, cleaning it more often because it burns dirtier than a regular Zippo does. Oh, it lit the second time. I didn't actually see that. But, you know, that's just, again, these are things to think about, because I would not put, again, white gasoline into a Zippo that is worth high dollar, or that you don't want the chimney to start looking funny, or, you know, like it's been used for years, even though I've only used this a few days. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and cut to the next video clip, and I will see you guys outside. Alright, so here we are outside. This is the Coleman camp fuel, well, Crown camp fuel, because I didn't purchase the Coleman, and this is another thing I didn't mention in the first part of this video, is Coleman camp fuel works better in a Zippo than this stuff. I have noticed that this stuff, for whatever reason, doesn't work quite as well in Zippos, or even in Coleman lanterns. It doesn't work quite as well. However, it is half the price as Coleman fuel. That's why I use it. Now, this is, well, used to be Ronson lighter fluid. Last time I filled a Zippo up with Ronson lighter fluid, it was this one. However, I have since run out of Ronson lighter fluid in it, and I decided to just fill this up with it, because any Zippo that I'm going to be carrying and using all the time, I figure I can just use this in it, because I really don't mind it being sooty and the chimney being discolored. It really doesn't matter that much to me if the insert doesn't look, you know, brand fucking new, which it's not going to with use anyway. Unfortunately, this bottle doesn't really want to stand up out here, but that's fine. But this is the stuff you can use. Again, either this, anything that says white gas, it will work in a Zippo, and it will work pretty damn well. Maybe not. Oh, there it goes. It actually lit the first time this time, which is impressive. Normally it takes me 2 strikes with white gas for whatever reason to light, but it is what it is. Again, white gas still, even then, is not quite as nice and refined as Zippo fluid or Ronson fluid. So if you are extremely picky about how refined you want your lighter fluid to be, I would recommend you not use this. But this is just a video for those who are on a tight budget and who want more bang for their buck. You can use this, and who aren't afraid for their insert to look like this after only a few days of use, which again, I really don't care about. Now, normally this Zippo is filled up with white gas, but it's not right now. This is my torture Zippo. I put pretty much anything in it, but I don't ever leave it in there for very long. I let it air out afterwards, because it's just to experiment with, to see what other types of fluids would work. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So again, if you want a fluid that's a lot cheaper, I would go with that. However, again, you're going to be doing more maintenance. You're going to be, your chimney's not going to look as nice. Your Zippo's going to start, you know, having a lot of soot and other shit like that. So just something to think about. You know, you guys can make your own decision. I'm not really here to, you know, tell you, oh yeah, you definitely should use that, or no, stick with lighter fluid. It's completely up to you, because Zippo has an unlimited lifetime warranty. So even if something extreme happens and your Zippo breaks or it doesn't work anymore, which I have never had that happen using white gas, then you can send it in and they'll give you a free one to replace it, or they'll just fix it and send you a brand new insert. So anyway, I hope you guys found this video helpful. I really don't have much more to add. Like, subscribe. If you think other people could use this video, you can also share it. But again, I do not condone, you know, actually, you know, saying, you know, don't use Zippo fluid at all, only use white gas, because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, oh, it's even better than Zippo fuel. It's not. it's not as good as Zippo lighter fluid, but it is the closest thing I have been able to find that works in a Zippo lighter. So I'll just leave you guys with that, and I'll see you next time.